All right, good morning, everyone. I got another log pickup to do today. It seems like it's log pickup season, so it's only been a few days since I picked up this thing. I'm sure some of you were, I don't know, happy or disappointed in the status of this log, but this is like physically a giant ridiculous thing, or a giant physically ridiculous thing for this trailer to load. Today I'm loading something a little more normal. I'm doing a 36-inch diameter by 14-foot long silver maple. So same species as that, but a little more normal sized. So I'm gonna get loaded up here and we will go and pick up this log. I'll show you some pictures of what I have as far as information, because a lot of this whole pickup stuff is more what do you know before you get there, and even if you think you know, chances are you don't. Something's always a little bit different than expected. I shouldn't need this, but I always bring one just in case. I'd rather have it and not use it than not have it and need it. I've got a lot of comments over the years, and I think one of the more interesting ones to me is that when people see this trailer and they see this arch thing, they're like, I really like that. I want to build one for my own trailer, but I want to make it removable. I don't know, maybe I don't make it very clear or something, or because you always see this trailer with the arch on here all the time. The arch is removable. It's just got these pins in it, so you can pop it off anytime you want. The only thing that's not removable are the actual arch mounts. Those are integral to the trailer, which on my old trailer they were integral as well. So maybe that's what it is? I don't know. Let's see here. Can't see. Too much hair. All right, so here is the info that I have so far. So the homeowner, Nick, sent me a message on Facebook says he's got a 14-foot by 3.5-foot silver maple that was cut down on March 5th. Today is the 17th. The roads are a bit tight around here, but I don't care if you f up my yard or driveway. I don't know if I'll put that in. Anyway, the pictures look like the logs just kind of laying there in the front yard as I'm swiping through them here. It looks like kind of challenge is going to be that the log is like kind of laying diagonally in the yard, the wrong diagonal for me to get to it easily. In the picture, you can see his car and his trailer parked in the driveway. If the trailer is not there, I'll try and pull straight in towards his garage, and then I can actually back and get in line with the log. Otherwise, we'll have to spin the log in place. Otherwise, I think it looks pretty straightforward and simple. One of the things that I always recommend doing and looking at, especially if you're doing, well, for urban logging, is to go on to Google Street View and take a look at the tree when it was alive as it was standing, because it'll be able to show you a lot more things that you might not be able to see with the log laying there on the ground. And what I had originally thought for this is going to be for workbench kits. I can get an 8-foot log out of the bottom and have it be the right size for that, hopefully, depending on how much that flare on the end comes back in. I need 36 inches diameter at the narrowest point to make a workbench kit by 8 feet long. So I figured we can cut that at 8, and we'll cut one at 6. We'll have some 6-foot crotch slabs, 8-foot workbench slabs. But looking at the Street View picture of it, it looks like there is a large limb that's somewhere halfway up that tree. So that might not work out as an option for this. So it might just be just slabs, but that's just one little trick you can use to actually see, or at least get a better idea of what you're getting into before you actually get there. So I think I'm ready. Let's go for a drive. Okay, quick light check. I always check this bottom of the driveway. We got this driveway is a hill, so I had the brakes turned up from last time, which is way too high for an empty trailer. So if I hit the brakes going down the hill, I can feel the trailer stopping the truck. So I know the brakes are working. I always come back here and make sure I have everything where it needs to be. Jack is up, the pin is clipped, safety chains are on, breakaway cables attached, and the lights are obviously attached because it's working. Arch is tied down, and I'm going to sweep some of this crap off of here, and then we can leave. Let's see. Almost there. Oh yeah, there it is. Okie dokie, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so it looks like we're going to do this and load from what looks like the light end. Looks like they cut a whole bunch of this side off of here already, but I think this is going to be the easiest angle approach. The only downside is I'm blocking the street. This big winch is great, but I can't physically free spool this 1/2-inch cable. There we go. Okay. Oh, look at this. Even helping too. I like this. Let's line this thing up a little better first. hung up on. Thank you.
Also guesstimated this thing to weigh like 6 tons.
It's not six. That's not 6 tons. Yeah? No. I will weigh it when I get back, and I'll let you know. But it's not. It's maybe 3,000 or 4,000 pounds.
Oh, really? All right.
6 tons would be crazy.
Yeah.
I picked up one last week that would have been 6 tons if it wasn't hollow. So just to give you an idea what that would look like. That is like that.
Oh,
that would be
right.
like.
That'd
be like 6 tons. That's like 6 tons, maybe.
Okay, yeah. So
Yes, yeah. That whole thing, maybe. Oh, look at that, just sitting there on the back of the trailer, no problem. All right. All right, let's get this thing tied down and head back. That was way uneventful. They're not all like this. They very rarely are unlike this. They're not, there's always some kind of thing, which is what I like about it. Okay. Okay, we're back. Here's how everything looks. Walking around here. So last time we touched on axle placement for balancing, since most of the loads I get tend to be heavier on one end than on the other. This one is fairly uniform, so you can see with the axle placement that I have, this placement is so far back on this trailer that if this was like a 14-foot trailer, you know, the deck would be out here and those axles would be at a standard placement for a 14-foot trailer. So by putting them way back here, I can balance out my uneven loads, and if I have something longer like this, I can still load it and have it hanging off the back of the trailer, and it still balances out just fine for towing down the road. I think while I have it sitting here, I'm just gonna clip off this chunk here, get it ready for end sealing, And I think we'll do that before we pull it off the trailer. All right. All right, telehandler, please levitate this log. No problem. A little bit of an arch there. All right, I'm gonna toss this thing on the scale and see how much it weighs. I think that's become one of my favorite things to do now. It gives me a reason to use the shipping scale. And I think all of you seem to like knowing how much these things weigh. What we got? What we got? How big a fish should we catch? I can't even see this. 4346. 4344 now. 1970 kg. 4344. So, 4,300 pounds. This down all the way? Yeah. Oh! Oh my goodness. Someone caught the scale. Still reads 0. Let's see. Hopefully it still works. Shit, this foot. It's got some numbers. Let's see. Yeah, 125, that works. So my original hope for this was that it'd be big enough for quarter sawn workbench tops, but it does neck down here a little bit too much for me to be able to do that. So I think what we'll do with this one, this will work out to be a full width single slab top workbench kit. I cut one of those, it must have been like 3 years ago, had it dried, and it's been sitting for whatever, 3 years now, and it hasn't done much anything. So I think those one piece single slab tops is a thing that will work. So that's going to be part of the offering and the next round of kits, which is pretty exciting. I do have a few kits available right now. If you're interested in a workbench kit, I have a couple of plain sawn kits, as well as a few 3-piece lamination kits to make a full non-split top out of 3 slabs, and those are over on my website. And for those of you wanting a set of plans for the trailer, I am just about finally almost done with those. You'll see an announcement for the plans in the next week or so, which I am super excited to be just about done with. So that is going to do it for this one. Thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate if you have any questions or comments on simple urban logging, a little bit simpler than usual. Please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.